Hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us in this video. In this opportunity, we are going to be showing you about our final project that is from the course Interactive Classroom Design. And to let you know, we have been working in this course during this whole semester, and thanks with the guide of Ms. Jocelyn, we have been doing great designs according to technology, and we have been learning how to use things that we never thought we can use through a technological methodology. So we are going to be showing you how is our design, the final result. And today I am glad to present you to Andrea, Sofia, Kevin, and also Carla. They are my partners, and we all are going to be showing you our design that it is from our interactive classroom design. Be welcome everyone, and today we are going to be starting with this. We have to introduce you. What is this about? We are going to be talking about interactive classrooms, but what are they? We have to know first, and then we have to see what are the results. So now, be welcome, Andrea, and we are going to be starting with you presenting our interactive classroom. The time is yours.
Thank you, Tania. Today I'm going to be talking about the steps that we followed to create our interactive classroom. So let's start. Okay, so the first step was that we needed to choose a classroom that we wanted to modify or redesign. So here, as you can see in the presentation, we have the original picture of the classroom that we redesigned. Then, the step number 2, we made a brainstorming with all the ideas and all the things that we wanted to modify in the classroom. So as you can see here, we have some of the ideas. So we wanted to change the wall colors. We wanted to add some aroma diffusers on teacher's desk, add some plants on the wall, place posters, add other type of desks for students, buy a smart board. We wanted to get a web server, a better internet bandwidth, internet booster, switch, wire internet socket, and Google Drive storage. So these are some of the changes that we wanted to make in the classroom that we chose for this project. So let's continue. The next step, step number 3. Sorry, I will go back. Okay, search information about main components of an interactive classroom. It was an important step because we needed to know what are the main elements that we needed to include in the classroom that we wanted to redesign. So we were searching information about it and choose the best elements in order to create the best class. Step number 4. After searching information and thinking about the changes that we wanted to make, so we created the layouts. They help us to know what were the changes that we wanted to make and how we will make those changes related to the electricity, the furniture, the internet elements that we needed to have in the classroom to create a better learning environment using technology. Step number 5, make the budget. After deciding the changes that we wanted to make, we started preparing and making the budget. We make a list of the elements that we wanted to add to the classroom and ask for the prices of each of the elements in order to have an idea about the money that we had to spend to make to make all the changes that we wanted. Let's continue. Okay, let's go back to the previous slide. Okay, step number 6, search about learning management systems. Redesigning this classroom involved to create an interactive environment too. So we had to create a platform with different elements and content that we wanted to include as part of the classroom, not only the physical condition of it. So we wanted to modify the digital environment too. So we searched information about different LMS, and we chose the best one according to our students' needs. Then the step number 7, it was that we needed to make the 3D model of the classroom, of the new design of the classroom. And we used the platform Home by Me in order to make it. And later, one of my classmates is going to show you the 3D model of the new classroom that we designed. Let's continue. Step number 8. Oh, yes. So we created profiles manuals. So they are some guides to know the roles that teachers and students have when they are in face-to-face instruction or in a virtual class. So they are guides to create a good environment, okay, but related to the behavior that students and teachers need to have. And the step number 9, it was the design of the platform. So we chose Google Classroom in order to create this platform. And one of my classmates is going to explain how we designed the different elements to create the best learning experience for our students. So they are the steps that we followed through all these projects in order to create the best classroom environment. Thank you.
Very good. We really appreciate all the information that you have given us, and every step that you mentioned, it is important. So please take them in count, because whenever we want to create an interactive classroom, we have to take in count all these steps. So in the case that we are going to be creating a very good interactive classroom. So now, she mentioned something that it is very important, and we are about to design, we are about to think, but what about to make numbers according to economy? So that's why it is important to have in count our layouts. So now we're going to be having Sofia Loyo, and she is going to be explaining us what is this about. So please welcome to Sofia.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for being here with us. So it's a pleasure to me to tell you a little bit about the layouts that we have created. So during this journey, we created 3 layouts. One was a lighting layout, a topology, and electricity layout. So all of these layouts help us to have an idea how all the things are set it up in the classroom, and all the things that we have to change and how we can improve it, right? So now let's talk about the first layout, which is the lighting layout. So as we know, electricity, it is super important in a class. It is the light, and it is and the illumination in the classroom is something that it's super important. So we can say that light it's about making a good environment. Lighting it's about making a good environment for learning. It's not just about lights in a room, it's making sure that the natural light is good, and that the artificial lights help people to learn better. So good lighting, it's important to study and understanding the things well. So now let's talk about topology. So topology layout prioritizes the physical and logical agreement of network components and their interconnections. So topology is like a map of how computers and devices are connected in a network. It shows how they talk to each other and share information. Imagine that it's a kind of a blueprint that helps all devices in a network communicate and exchange data effectively. So if you can see here, we decided to use the web server. It's gonna be Google Cloud, and we decided to use an Azure firewall. And then if you can see here, we already set up that we are going to use a desktop computer, and here we are going to buy a Xiaomi system, so it can have a better so all the students can have a better internet connection, so everybody can connect computers, cell phones, and also we are going to have in the classroom a printer, which is gonna need Wi-Fi connection, and also 3 more laptops, so in case there's our students going to work in class. So all of this is taken into account, so that's why we decided to buy the Xiaomi system, so everybody can get access to that. Okay, so now let's talk about the electrical layout, or the electricity layout. So here we have how the electrical design is about making sure that the electricity devices have the power that they need. So it's not just about giving the electricity, but it's also making sure that it's safe and it works well. So we make sure we ask to different electricians, so they can guide us. They guide us to how many sockets can we add in this class, if it's okay, or if it's safety that we have an interactive board, and if it's safety, if we added other fans. So everything was we asked for that to the experts, so they can guide us and have a better design for our classes. So as I was saying, it is for I mean that it's set it up the systems and provide the right power to the devices and computers and routers to do their jobs without any problem. So if you see here, it's a sum up of all the layouts and how they help us to have a better environment to our students. So I hope that this information was useful and interesting for you.
Thank you so much, dear Sophia, because it is important for us, yes, and I think it helps us, because whenever we want to design something, we sometimes, or lots of times, we lose some information. But now, thanks of you and everyone who is presenting, we can take notes and we can take whatever we want to do and whatever we want to need, and we are going to be adding. All right, so what about next? Because here it doesn't stop, of course, because it is an interactive design and we are talking about classrooms. So let's continue now with Kevin Vargas, and he is going to explain to us about our special video that we have been creating for you and for us too. Now, be welcome, Kevin.
Thank you so much, and welcome everyone. Hi everyone, we are going to continue with a 3D model. In this case, you have already heard about the steps that it has taken to redesign the classroom and the different layouts and the importance of each one of them. So we are going to continue with a 3D model. Okay, so we are going to see it. So for example, this is going to be the perspective from the outside of the interactive classroom that has been redesigned. So we are going to enter into the classroom so we can see the different arrangements that we have done to make it more comfortable and healthy environment. So let's enter into the classroom. So we are going to enter, and we can see on the walls, we are going to talk about something that is very important. For example, we can see that we have chosen specific colors on the wall. And the reason why is because we can see we have like light blue. This kind of color represents a sense of professionalism that is adequate for the classroom and for the students, because it gives a sense of professionalism, and it also provides students the ability to be calm. So they are going to feel comfortable in the class. So they are going to be calm, and they are going to be they are going to have peace when they are going to be studying. And the most important is that they are going to be focused on what they are going to be doing throughout a day of education. But we can also see we have like a light yellow. This kind of color represents something very important, because it gives a sense of communication among students, and it gives more interaction and sociability among the students and teachers. But it also gives and creates an environment of creativity and energy. And the reason why is because we have chosen these colors, because it makes a combination of giving the students the sense of calmness, peace, creativity, sociability, and they are going to be focused on what they are going to be doing. So that is an important part of the classroom that has been redesigned about the colors. But we are going to be walking through the classroom so we can see. So if we notice there are plants on the walls, and we are going to listen to the reason about those plants that have been added to the classroom. So we are going to take a look around the classroom so we can see it. It has been redesigned in different aspects, and we are going to keep moving in the classroom so we can understand more about it. So let's walk. So we can see we have more plants, and we have more plants on the wall. So we can see there is one near to the door, and there are others near to the window and to the teacher's desk. And the reason of adding plants is because adding plants, it is going to create a connection between the students and the nature. And the reason why is because, for example, students need to be exposed to real plants, and it can also be added like artificial plants, but it is better to add natural plants so students can have that connection between the nature and in the different aspects. For example, nature and earth, it is important. And we are going to keep walking. And there is also another important aspect that has been mentioned previously. For example, we can see on the teacher's desk, there are two aroma diffusers, and the reason of adding them is because we want to create an adequate environment, an adequate smell in the classroom. So students are going to have an environment, and they are going to have a pleasant smelling of fragrance, and they are going to feel a cozy and comfortable place in the classroom. So they are going to be developing any activity with a calm and with a great environment. And we can also see we have added some paintings, and we have also added some posters on the walls. And the reason of adding them is because we want them to interact. So they are going to feel like they are in a creativity place. So they are going to be learning throughout the class in an effective way. Okay, so we can see more the perspective of the classroom. And if you notice, we have added different desks. And these desks have been added because it gives opportunity to the students to move around easily. So they are just going to be moving the desks around the classroom so that teacher can create individual activities or group activities. So there is not going to be a lot of inconvenience when it comes to moving around and creating group work and everything, because everything can be moved easily. So we have added these types of desks. And there is another important part. If you notice on the floor, there are different light LEDs. And for example, my partner Sofia has mentioned this previously because, for example, we have those light LEDs because there is artificial light, the one that comes from the lights, the light bulbs, and natural lights, the ones that comes from the window. For example, how this is going to help the students. This is going to help the students when they are going to be reading or they are going to be doing any activity, so they don't have to make an extra effort to look around and to see the letters of what they are going to be reading. So there is enough illumination for the students to be in the classroom. And we also have two windows, one that is near to the door, and we can see it here. We have another window in this place, and this is going to provide natural illumination. For example, sometimes we have sunny days or cloudy days. So depending on the weather condition, we have good illumination from the lights and from the window, the lights that come from the sun through the window. So we have enough illumination. And if we keep looking, we can see that we have added the desks, we have added shelves for the teachers to keep all the materials that the teacher is going to be using to create different activities. And if we remember, we can also see other aspects. For example, we can see we have a huge smart board. In this case, we added a smart board because this is going to help the teacher to create a different digital resources and materials. And we can see that Classroom, it has been redesigned in different aspects, taking into account in creating a healthy environment. Thank you.
Oh my God, that was amazing. And thank you so much, Kevin, for showing us everything that you had mentioned. It is so important. Lamps, desks, pictures, windows, walls, colors, and in my opinion, everything it is resumed as this: good environment, effective learning. Isn't this amazing? Right? So interactive or using technology, it is not as bad as we thought. It depends how you are going to be using technology. So take this in mind in the case that you are going to be designing an interactive classroom, because as you can see here, we have an interactive, and as he mentioned, it is huge. So this, it comes with us. We have to use it in the good way as much as our learners are going to be comfortable. But now let's see what else we have for you. Right now, we are going to be adding something that is really important in an interactive classroom, which is a virtual platform, and of course, how to do it, how to go into, and what is this about. So this is going to be presented by Carla Lopez, and be welcome, Carlita.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to share with you this important information. So a virtual platform that we chose is Google Classroom. And why do we choose Google Classroom? Because as teachers, we need to share the information. We need to give general instructions, or for example, tasks. So as team, we thought that the appropriately platform for share with our student is Google Classroom. And why? Because Google Classroom is an interactive platform. So if you can see, we have some steps here, and we have the learning management system. It is a cloud-based system, so there are people who improve it. In addition, is no open source LMS, okay? And what is it? Have you ever looked for a great platform It's so let's look at Google Classroom. It offers the possibility to assign and receive the task through the virtual platform. In addition, it works in a different operating system. So Google Classroom, if you can see, as teachers, we need like different tools, like share information with our students, like students can write in a comment so we can have the communication with the students too. Also, we can share with students all materials, and we can share links, video. So we thought as team that Google Classroom is the best option for our classroom, right? So we have devices that it works on, and the great aspects about is that it works on Microsoft and Mac, iOS, and application Android and iOS. So this is very important because we don't know if our students have like Android system, iOS system. So they can say, no, teacher, I cannot do, because Classroom offers the devices that works on. Okay, and about the pricing, it is mostly free. But for a large group, for 250 students, is necessary to pay $4 every month. Okay, so it's a very friendly classroom, and we have the integration with Google apps like Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and Forms. So it offers very options, and we have the installation. It is fundamental to create a Gmail account so the teacher can access to the platform to start creating a course. Furthermore, students need to have Gmail account too. So you can create as I mentioned, the Gmail to create the classroom. So does it have AI, VR, or AR? So it is important to mention that it does not integrate artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and augmented reality too, but you can access to artificial intelligence platforms through hyperlinks to work on them and add it into the platform. So as I told you, you can share links. So it is very complete classroom. And we have the management, course creation and organization, students enrollment, assignments distribution, communication, submission and grading, resource sharing, integration with other Google tools, notifications and reminders, analytic and insights, and feedback. So we have the usage, that is create your own courses, assign the activities, share with different materials and resources. Students submit their assignment, attach resources to the assignment, and create your own rubrics. Communicate with students instantly, and students and teachers revise the notifications. So let's continue, and we are going to talk about elements of the classroom. Stream, it is a virtual bulletin board where teachers can post announcements, assignments, and important information. Students can access and respond to these updates here. So in this moment, I'm gonna share, like as a team, we create the course like this. If you can see, we have the course here. So as teachers, you only have to click here, and in working class, we have the material in the task that we create for our students. So let's see. If you can see, we have 3 classes, and we have all materials. Also, we have the handbook. And then I'm going to explain you what is it. But if you can see, we have the class number 1, that is grammar. So we have the material here. We have a short task here. And also we have the lesson plan. So it's very completely, and if you can see, we have the peoples. If you are gonna share your students, you are gonna add here, and we have the different teachers or coaches. Also, when you like check in classroom the task, you can like see the record of the scores of each students. So you have all information in classroom. And let's continue with this, and I'm gonna share the next slide. So we have the classwork, and I'm gonna present you. It is a sections that teachers can organize and distribute courses, contests. It is also provide a clear structure and easy navigation for students to find their assessment and materials. We create 3 different topics that label each of one lesson we planned. So each topic contains class label, lesson plan, and materials, as I was telling you. If you can see, we have here, and in number 2, the first table is grammar. The class number 2 is speaking. It includes lesson plan presentation, and the class 3 is about listening. It includes lesson plan presentation, materials, and assignments too. So we create like, we as team, we thought that the best option is that we need to like practice with the students the different skills like speaking, listening, grammar, because these are very important to get the language. So let's continue with the next. That is the handbook. What is a handbook? We create a guide to help students and teachers learn how to use the Google Classroom platform. Also, they will find a brief description of the main elements of the platform. So I'm gonna share with you what is the platform, and if you can see, this is the handbook. So I'm gonna share it here. Okay, if you can see, this is the handbook, and the handbook helps us to read what is classroom, how can we use, and we have like very important information. If you can see, it explains all steps that as a student follows. It's very useful. So this is the platform that we choose, and this is like the tools that as a teacher we need. So let's continue.
Thank you so much, Andreita, Carlita, and thank you so much, everyone, for paying attention to all this information. And I know it is a lot of information because we have been working on this around 6 months or so far, so good that time. But it is the time that we took to do everything and to show you how is this worth it. Because finally, we have been creating from the very beginning till this result. And here it is. We hope it really will help you to take into account how to design an interactive classroom. Also, what are the main points that you have to add? So thank you very much, everyone, for paying attention. We really appreciate your attention right now. And also, we really appreciate everyone who is presenting right here, who is Carla Lopez, Andrea Aguilar, Kevin Vargas, and Sofia Loyo. And of course, me, Tania Us, presenting for you. We are so glad to present you our final project. Thank you very much. And this is all for today. And hopefully we are going to see you next time. Bye-bye.